guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 7.2 Notes, Part 2. Today we're talking about systems of equations with infinite and no solutions. So, infinite solutions. Infinite solutions are when the variables cancel completely and you're left with two numbers that are equal to each other. Okay? So you'll be going through substitution, solving everything, and then all of a sudden, boom, the variables are gone. And there are two numbers, okay, and they're equal. Another way to think of that is you're left with a true statement. Okay? Now with no solutions, when the variables cancel completely out, pretty much the same thing, but you're left with two numbers that are not equal. Okay, when this happens, you're left with a false statement. Now, we've actually done problems like this before, but we've talked about when they're graphing, okay? Infinite solutions is when on your little number line, there it is, isn't it pretty? Okay, so you've got a line. Infinite solutions is when your other line is on top of it, okay? And no solutions is when our lines don't even touch, okay? Remember what those lines, the second one, that's called parallel lines, okay? Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started with these. We will need to remember the steps that we talked about yesterday. So the first thing we want to do is find the variable that is by itself and circle what it equals to. And then you're going to plug that in to where it is in the first equation, okay? So we got 2x plus 2 equals 6, and we're going to plug in the negative x plus 3. We talked about right here that this is your checkpoint because you should have nothing but x's from here on, okay? Go ahead and distribute. You get 2x minus 2x plus 6 equals 6. Combine your like terms, but when you combine your like terms, those cancel out. And we're left with 6 equals 6, which is a true statement. So we have infinite, too many ends, solutions. Okay? So it's pretty much the same thing as yesterday, except now when you're doing the math, something cancels out. Okay? So the next example, x is by itself, and that's what y equals. So we're going to plug in into x. Plus 2y equals 4. We're plugging in negative y minus 1. Okay, checkpoint, we have nothing but y's, so we're good. Let's go ahead and distribute negative 2y minus 2 plus 2y equals 4. Combine your like terms, but those cancel out, and you're left with negative 2y equals 4. Is that a true statement or a false statement? That is a false statement. Okay, so the answer to this is no solution. And if you remember, there's a special symbol that you can use. Okay? All right. Number 3. There's the variable. That's what we're going to plug into. And there's the x. So we got negative 2 plus 4y equals 2, and we're plugging in 5 plus 2y. Checkpoint. If you take a look, we got 2 y's, so we're good. Distribute. We get negative 10 minus 4y plus 4y equaling 2. Combine your like terms, but those cancel out, and we're left with negative 10 equals 2. which is false. So our answer is no solution. Okay, number 4. Point at your variable, circle what you need to plug in, and let's find it over there. So we have negative 9x minus 3 equaling 3, and we're plugging in negative 3x minus 1. Checkpoint, we have all x's, so let's go ahead and distribute. Remember that you're distributing a negative 3. So negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9x. Negative 3 times negative 1 gives you a positive 3. Combine your like terms, and those cancel out, and you're left with 3 equals 3, which is true. So our answer is infinite. Okay, for number 5, why don't you guys see if you can set it up. Go ahead and circle what you need to do and plug it in. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, how'd you guys do? Y was by itself. You're plugging in negative 2 plus x. You're plugging it in for the y, and our checkpoint is good. So let's go ahead and start solving. We're distributing a negative 2. So you get 2x plus 4 minus 2x equals 4. Combining your like terms, those guys cancel out, and we're left with 4 equals 4. That is true. Infinite solutions. All right, number 6. Go ahead and pause the video and see how you do. Okay, so you're plugging in for x, and x equals y plus 1. Now you have to be careful because you're distributing a negative, okay, which means it's a negative 1. When you end up, you get negative 1 equals 1, which is a false statement. Okay, last one, 7 and 8, you're going to do all by yourself. Now, be very careful because on here, x equals y. Okay, so all you're plugging in for that one is a y. Go ahead and pause the video and the answers will be up in just a second. Okay, if you have any questions on those two, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself, or on any other part of the assignment today. And as always, we are here to help. Otherwise, thanks for watching Algebra 1 7.2 Notes, Part 2. Have a good one, guys.